They say university makes students. Here, students make university. So with the slogan of Think Big, I, Himanshu Kaushik, your host of the day, would like to welcome you all in today's webinar on Demystifying the Placement Journey. And before we proceed, I hope that you all are fine, sound, safe, and happy at wherever you're taking this webinar from. So before we learn a lot more about the placement journey in LPU, we have our expert here with us. So please allow me to introduce you to them. We have Dr. Harpal Tetti, Professor and Senior Director, Corporate Relations and Career Planning across 30 plus schools and 200 plus courses at LPU here with us. He is a magnetic personality with over 2 decades of experience as an engineering educator and administrator, and has contributed significantly in almost all the verticals of an institution building, including governance, strategic planning, curation of FDPs, MDPs, university accreditations, research, career planning of students, and enabling placements as well. He currently is helping students and also elevating the visibility of the brand, that is LPU, Lovely Professional University. And he, through his experience, has curated thousands of happy careers and is continuing to do so. Sir has also been recognized as senior IEEE member and a Dale Carnegie certified trainer on high impact presentation skills. Not only this, he also has several awards with him and has been chosen as Innovation Chair Professor. Through his expertise, he has guided many PhD and master students already. Last but not the least, he also has been a recipient of 101 Most Fabulous Training and Development Leaders in India. So, sir, it is a pleasure for us to be here, to be able to listen to you in the webinar. And before I request you to carry on and take on the session, I want all the participants to know now that you can take, just write your questions, your queries in chat box also, in Q&A box also. Also, at the end, you can raise your hand so that we can allow you to talk with the questions that you have. With this, sir, I would now like to request you to kindly take over the screen, sir, and looking forward for an amazing session.
Thank you so much for this quick introduction. I'll try and live up to every word which Madam has just said. She said that university is known for our students, and that is what we want from each one of you. Subsequently, who will start the journey of doing higher education with us. So we call our students to be as virtuos, simply meaning that we want all of you to be change agents, and we want all of you to live that change agent kind of a thing, and speak that, deliver that whenever the opportunity presents itself. I head the division of career services, so please understand that the university has a vision to work along with the corporate world, and that's how they have curated such a big workforce, close to about 50 odd people. We keep on doing this only. So our job is to make great offerings for our students. That is what we do, so that we understand as to where the corporate world is working and how the hiring will change over a period of time in this era of AI, where people are talking about chat GPTs and bards and whatnot. So how the new talent should look like, so that we give this input to our teaching learning ecosystem, and then we try and prepare students who are worthy to do these kind of great offerings with them. Please do understand that whenever we work along with students, we feel that every student is very critical for us, which means that we talk about curated input to all our students. So I'll give you a glimpse of what we do, how we do, and what we have achieved as an ecosystem, and what is in for each one of you who have spent time to be with us today, so that we can demystify some kind of doubts which you have. As Madam rightly said, if you would have any doubts towards the end of this conversation, I'll take up the questions as well. Yeah. So next few minutes is going to be very critical for all of us as one unit, because I'm going to talk about the impactful journey of curating careers at LPU. We are going to give you the glimpse of our growth partners, all our hiring partners, we call them as growth partners, and how we prepare our students, meaning virtuos, meaning each one of you who is going to subsequently take admission at the university. So how do we actually prepare them? This is the logo of the university. So the logo of the university talks about how we live and think big. That has been the modus operandi for all of us, all our leaders, all our faculties, all our students. So we believe in this methodology of thinking big and then acting bigger. If you can see, there are lots and lots of logos, if you can see towards the backdrop of it. So basically, these are the these are some of the companies who work along with us in terms of hiring for the students. So this is basically, we are housed at block number 32, and that's how we have curated this wall of fame, where we keep on updating this wall of fame. Let me give you a small figure before I start. So we work to close to about 2,000 companies. That includes all the companies who are doing internships with us. That includes all the companies who are doing a full-time offering to our students across 30 plus schools and 200 plus courses, which means that there is hardly a day where we do not do 6, 7, 8 companies. And that is the number which we are playing with. Okay, so let me give you some facts and figures, which I'm sure will actually invoke growth in your young minds. So if you can see, this is what I wanted to talk to each one of you. Yeah. Just a minute. So it's getting populated. So we work along with, as I said, 2,000 companies in an acad year. Most of these companies are MNCs. So they're working across geographies, also in India. And most of them feature in Fortune 500 companies. Close to 350 plus recruiters out of these recruiters also visit very marquee IITs, IIMs, NITs and all that. And the same kind of roles, same kind of packages which are being offered there are offered to our students as well. The highest package which we were able to get this year was 64 lakh rupees. The highest stipend which we were able to get was 1.6 lakh rupees, and that was with this company called Uber. And if you see how you draw the ROI in terms of the CTCs which you're going to get, so you can see these many number of students, which is basically almost 50% of our students, which I'll tell subsequently have got packages more than 5 lakh rupees. So I was just talking about this only. So 100 plus offers where we have done more than 20 lakh rupees as an ROI in terms of CTCs, which the students have actually been able to get for themselves. 770 students who have been placed to more than 10 lakh rupees and between 10 to 20 lakh rupees. 14,000 students is what we've done in recent batches. And out of that, close to about 5,500 students is what are working in a lot of these Fortune 500 companies and all that. Now, these are our poster boys, and so we want to showcase the stories to you as well. So if you see our social handles talks about the highest package of about 3 crore rupees. So this is Yasir. So Yasir graduated from computer science. As we speak, he's right now working with Mercedes-Benz. He was picked up by Zoom. Let me tell you his story, a little bit of it. So he did 1 year internship with a company called Tivo, which was in Bangalore when he was in final year, where the stipend was close to about 35,000 rupees for a year per month. And the CTC which he was able to grab for himself was about 20 lakh rupees. But then in a year or two, he's a 2018 graduate. So by 2 years time, he was able to make a resume when he was picked up by the very platform on which we are communicating today, and a package of 3 crore rupees in Germany. And then subsequently, as I said, as we speak, he has been picked up by Mercedes-Benz as well. Now you can see that we have got students, many of them. I'll showcase some of them to you. So Hare Krishna, he was picked up by Google at a package of 64 years. Recently, he completed 1 year at Google, and I had the fortune of meeting him in his office as well. And he was remembering as to how we have worked as one team, and then we were able to unlock this great career for him. Arjun, so he was picked up by this swanky company called as Eightfold AI. He had a package of 63 lakh rupees. Abhishpa, so she's again a great story to share too. So she was picked up for doing internship with Cisco. She got an offer with Cisco at about 30 lakh rupees. And then subsequently with our intervention, she was picked up by a company which is based out of US and a package of 51 lakh rupees now. Similarly, you can see Mayank. So he has been picked up by Amazon. Some more names here. So you can see students getting picked up by Amazon on a very, very regular basis from us. So they have been a great growth partner to us. And then we have been able to give them students year on year, not only the SD role, but then other roles as well. So that's how we have been working along with Amazon as an ecosystem. So you can see students from EC, you can see students from EEE, you can obviously see students from computer science as well. This is a great story which we have done for the current year, the batch which has just graduated. So Palo Alto, we've got 2 selections at a package of 55 lakh rupees almost. And then we all know that semicon as an industry is doing good now and is set to do good from now on. And I'm happy to share that 3 of our students were picked up by Silicon Labs, which is one of the best silicon companies to work with. At 2 of them at a package of close to about 23 lakh rupees. And 1 at a package of 17.5 lakh rupees. So all these 3 students come from EC only. which means that the idea is to share that we have been doing a lot of core companies for EC, mechanical, civil as well. Now, if you can see, these are the top recruiters who has given us numbers year on year, and they have been a great story for us to share to the larger world. So you can see Cognizant. So we have been working along with Cognizant since last almost a decade now. In fact, so much so that most of our students are working on very meteor roles with them. Similarly, you can see Capgemini, L&T, Wipro, DXC. So all have been a great growth partner to us. So I wanted my team to populate a small slide for you where we would have talked about packages which are more than 10 lakh rupees. And I mean, I could have not shown the entire snippet here. So what I did was I picked up some of the names, and I'm giving you some of the names here. Great names to work to. You can see Federal Bank, you can see Practo, you can see High Radius, Synopsys, Lead Squad, you can see Whatfix, Atlan, you can see Infineon, you can see. So these are some Philips you can see for that matter. Amazon, you can see Commvault, you can see Justspace there, Infra Market is there. So basically, I invite you to do one thing today. I invite you to pay a visit to my homepage, which is lpu.in. Once you are in the homepage, which is lpu.in, click on the placement. That will take you towards our placement page, which is where we have written all the stories. I mean, I could have not shown you all the names here, but all the names, all the stories, the roles and the packages, and who are the students who are working there, their success story, everything has been put up in our placement page. So I invite you to pay a visit to my placement page. And once you scroll down a little lower, there'll be a drop-down box. In the drop-down box, if you are from computer science, you can see what all companies in computer science. If you want to do specific computer science, cyber, maybe for an example, you can put computer science, cyber, and see what kind of companies we are unlocking. Similarly, if you are doing any other course with us, let's say you're trying to do a mechanical with us, there'll be a drop-down box which where if you put mechanical, you can see an Autodesk there. So all these kind of companies which are giving great careers to our students. All the stories have been written there. And the idea basically is that we should all work as one team and try and unlock great careers for you. I mean, jobs are jobs, but then careers are much more than getting just mere jobs. That is what we have been doing. And the entire teaching learning ecosystem, including the leaders, we all try and see that we unlock great careers for our students. So as I said, please do pay a visit to our homepage, which is lpu.in, and click on the placement size so that it takes you to that placement page. Now, we don't stop here by giving opportunities to our students only in India. So we try and unlock international international offerings for our students as well. So the international offerings happen two ways. So international offerings for international students and international offerings for Indian students. So if you can see, you can find some great names here. You can see Barbarito, Masquerida, Piano Cruz. You can see Shoba Developers. They recently picked up a student of ours at about 30 lakh rupees and added benefits. You can see Emerald, Heritage, Hayat, and the story is actually very long. So I invite you to pay a visit to our homepage, as I said, and then try and see for yourself as to what kind of companies, what kind of roles, which kind of geographies are being exposed to our students. Geography wise, this is basically the charter which we have actually kind of achieved. We started from Asia Pacific as a region, and then subsequently we went up to US and UK as well. So you can see our students from Polytechnic, hotel management, airlines and tourism, architecture, fashion management, engineering, all of them actually are getting these opportunities to work for multinationals at their locations. So I'm repeating again, two kind of opportunities for international student, for international offering, international student for international offerings, and Indian students for international offerings. For the entire story, pay a visit to our homepage. Some more names here. So you can see Highgate offering 32 lakh rupees for our students from airline, tourism, and hospitality. And you can see it's a UG student who has actually achieved that. Similarly, you can see Urbane, you can see Barbarito, Masquerida, as I said, you can see Colgate, you can see Simba, you can see Text Fastener. So all these kind of students have been, and they are from varied courses. If you can see, we have put up BSc Airlines, Tourism and Hospitality, BArch is there, M Design is there, BSc Design is there. So all these students across the board, across all the 30 plus schools is what we have been doing for our students. I was talking about this website. So it is lpu.in/placement -news.php. So that is our homepage for placements. So you can see all our students who have been picked up at packages more than 15 lakh rupees in this slide. A lot of names, but then we have kind of try to take some names here. You can see Nutanix here. You can see PhonePe here. You can see VMware here. Play Simple Games. You can see JDS Associates here. You can see Algos Sec. You can see Swiggy. You can see Infineon. So I mean, if there is an opportunity which is meteor, it will be in your campus, is what I can say with all the confidence and all the as I said, with all the confidence. Yeah. So some more names here for all our alums. So what we have also seen is that we have seen that most of our alums are now into decision-making capabilities. We as a university are 16 years old, and we feel that our alums in a year or two will be actually sitting there and making the others do the work which they want to. So you can see we have curated a crore plus club, and you can see students working in Googles of the world and the Intels of the world, EY, Adobe, Microsoft, so Apple, Amazon, for an example. So that's how our students have been able to make great careers for themselves, make name for themselves and for their families, and also for their alma mater. Now, which then brings me to the next critical part, because you have been spending last 10 minutes with me, and then I have showed some piece of story. Now, the obvious next question is, what's in for me? What is that I'll be achieving? So let me unlock that saga for you now. This generation, we call them to be as Generation G. People have also started calling them as Generation AI, where we want all of you to do good for yourself. I'll come to this slide once I'm showing you the next slide. So, and then I'll come back and talk a little bit about it. So what we have achieved over this last so many years is that we have worked as one team, which means that all of us will work towards your dream, and understand that at the beginning itself, that a dream is very individualistic kind of a thing, which means that the way I define success will be a little different to how you define success. So what we do is that we work along with all the students, individual of them, and then start working along with them right from the first day itself. So much so that today we have got a complete finishing school in place, which we call as professional enhancement program, which start intervention right in the first year itself, where we benchmark you in terms of the business language, which is English. And then we'll try and give curated inputs to each one of you so that you understand as to what do you mean by soft skills, what do you mean by hard skills, how you become a complete entity, and come up with a resume which will talk about itself. So that's what our school at the PEP does. So you can think of this to be as a finishing school. We want all our students to understand as to where they are standing with their peers in country and internationally as well. So that's how we are doing a lot of, we allow our students to do a lot of third-party assessment. We take their input, and then we don't stop there. With that input, we close the circle such that this input then goes to the student, and then the student becomes better over a period of time. So we unlock a lot of third-party practice platforms as well. There is hardly a day in the university where you will not find somebody who is very polished, somebody who has kind of achieved something in the country and nationally, not talking to our students, which means that there are multiple opportunities where we expose our students to hear, learn, talk, interact with the leaders, so that they understand their story, and then they can take some impetus from them and bring out their story as well. So a lot of guest lectures and workshops is what we do. Again, we don't stop there. We also are cognizant of the fact that this is a digital world. If this is a digital world, talent can come from anywhere. So we try and promote our students to participate in all the industry competitive events, be it hackathons, makeathons, ID-thons, pitchathons, or just snippets of some code which has been given to you, or maybe a business case to produce, or opportunity to work in heterogeneous groups. So that is what we have been doing, so that we are able to take your story to the larger world. Subsequently, we also do internships, which is very unique to what LPU does. So we do internship program which allows you to do complete 1-year internship when you are earning money, learning from the best, working on the latest technology, working on the latest tools, and you also earn them, and then subsequently that converted into a FT, which is full-time employment. So that also we do. So we do a lot of internships and placements. This is what we have been doing. But then on the flip side of it, we want our students to be very cognizant of the fact that it's a digital world, it's a connected world. And with this, the information flows very, very fast. We all have the access to information. So we seek each one of you to define a career goal for yourself. And then we'll work with each one of you, as I said, to curate that into a resume, which we will take forward to the larger world. We expect you to be professional. We will train you really, really well. We will coach you really, really well. We will unlock growth strategy in your young mind so that you can then be a living example of it then and be a true virtuoso in true senses. We allow you to work with multiple groups within the university, outside the university as well. We want you to work on a T-shaped module where you do deep work with your trade and then keep on building on other subsets as well, so that your story becomes much more sellable. And we want all of you to be inspired, because there'll be situation where you will feel little troubled in terms of the role which you want. You're not getting it, but then we don't stop there. As I said, we work with each of the students and we take them towards achieving that goal as well. Yeah. Now, how do we do this? As I said, so what we do is that we work along with each one of you right from the first day itself, so that we understand the gap. And then depending upon the gap, all the learners will not be given the same kind of learning, which means that we'll try and give you a curated learning, which will be very specific to where you are standing, what your vision is, how you define career for yourself, how you define success for yourself. And then you'll be handholded in all these prelim stages as well. And then subsequently, once you have done this, lot of these interventions which we want are given in terms of credits. A lot of it are also given in terms of non-credit, which means that there are multiple clubs which are there inside the university, which will work along beyond 5 p.m. in the evening, and they will help you unlock yourself as an individual and then understand your true potential, so that on that true potential only we'll be able to take your larger story. So that is what we have been doing. As I said, so we've got a verbal team, we've got an analytical team, we've got soft skills teams, and then we have also seen as an example that a lot of our students are going to work in different geographies. So what we thought that if at all we can fast track that as well, wherein you understand the foreign language, you understand their culture, you'll be able to fast track your course, your journey as well. So a lot of foreign language intervention is what our soft skill team does. We work with the best of the people, so that we take you towards this journey of understanding foreign languages as well. So as I said, these are some of the things. So need-based assessment test is what we do. A lot of interventions will be credited. A lot of interventions will be non-credited. We'll do a lot of mock drives for you. Before any company comes in, we run a series which is called as Know Your Company, KYC. So Know Your Company will help you understand who is the promoter of the company, what is the thought process of the company, what is the mission vision of the company, what the role brings for you. Does the role brings growth for you or not? What is their turnover? So every snippet which you should know about a company, we do that through this Know Your Company. And then we do a lot of company specific inputs as well. I just gave you a glimpse of how many clubs and activities which we do beyond 5 p.m. as well. I did talk about our students participating in competitive events in hackathons. We don't stop there. A lot of the companies will say that we want campus ambassadors to be talking about our culture inside the campus. And these are all students only. So we facilitate that as well, wherein we have plethora of companies who have actually appointed campus ambassadors for them. So they work along with the internal ecosystem and then try and give the culture of that company inside the campus. We have started this new initiative of star courses, wherein we want that your journey should be well curated through and well thought through, well worked through. And as I said, your story is very individualistic to you. So we have given you a lot of minors negotiating to a lot of majors in terms of star courses, which will talk about the latest technology, latest pedagogy, and the latest input from the corporate world, which is embedded onto your curriculum, sits on top of your curriculum and LMS. And then we try and make the story more carefully written through. I talked about guest lectures and webinars. There is hardly a student who doesn't do a live project with the company. So think of a situation where a company is trying to launch a product, and that product strategy will be given to our students. So a lot of our students are working on live projects as well. We try and do a lot of industry visits. Most of our courses are not academic anymore in nature. So they are an amalgamation of what the corporate world is looking at. So it's a snippet of what the corporate world is trying to solve as a problem. So understand that we do a lot of industry tie-ups as well. Most of our courses have industry tie-ups, industry backing, industry input as well. Lots of places we do co-branding of courses, because we want companies to do we want the companies to basically have the intervention to a curriculum, so that they decide the curriculum, they design the curriculum, we co-teach along with our teachers, and the first right of rejection in terms of placement goes to these kind of companies. Again, this all is possible if all of you have a resume which talks about itself. It's not a cut, copy, paste from Google Devta. That is what our team does. So our team works along with each one of you so that you have very individualistic resume and portfolios, which talks about your intervention, your definition of success, your target companies, and then we try and go in your target roles as well. We go to that micro input as well. So we try and unlock these kind of opportunities. We tell our students that the internet of behavior is the next big thing which Gartner has told, which means that your story across various platforms, digital platform, has to be very synchronized story. Your story should be same in LinkedIn, GitHub, Weebly, and other digital portfolios like Instagram, etc. So our team work along with each one of you so that you put a very consistent, synchronized story, and that is how you reach out to the larger ecosystem, larger world. So industry today is looking after people who have great attitude to learn, who have this attitude to be a lifelong learner, who has this attitude to be a problem solver. So I'm quoting McKinsey and Company here. So they said that the people are looking for people who are inquisitive, who are curious, who are very humble, who have the 360 view of what is happening around, what is the geographic condition, what is the micro economic condition, macroeconomic condition which is happening, what roles are expected to come to the geography on which we are, what Asia Pacific will look like in 2 years from now, 5 years now, how India will be in the driving seat in the next decade. So that is, and in the current decade as well. How people should be happy working in different teams. And we try and curate an opportunity where every student of ours will have something called a show and tell, which means that whenever there is an opportunity, resume is in front of the interviewer. But then what beyond that resume? If you have written that I'm a leader, how do you give some examples that you are actually a leader? So we work along with each one of you so that we make you understand that show and tell is very, very critical in an interview. So it's with this, I invite all of you to start this journey with us of curating great careers for yourself. We have done this for thousands and thousands of students who have graduated from this great temple of learning. And then we are equally keen, happy, excited to start this journey all over again with each one of you. So with this, let me welcome each one of you to start your courses at LPU. You will find us along with yourself in this journey of yours. Thank you so much. So if at all there are any questions, I'll be open for questions now.
Yes, so there are many questions, but before that, sir, I would like to thank you for coming in and for giving in your experience, your time, basically crediting your time for us, for all the participants. So thank you so much, sir. And yes, sir, we have a few queries. So basically this one query came from Isha and she wanted to know the placement of distance students. Like what is there any difference for the placement who has enrolled themselves in distance course?
So Isha, very pertinent question. So in fact, I forgot to tell you this. So we have a specialized team who work for distance education, but then we also keep long working with them so that any able opportunity which is there, which we feel that our students should be able to grab in. So we do the same kind of intervention for our distance students as well, which means that we'll give you a PEP, we will give you minors and majors, we will collate your resume, we will take this resume to the larger world. If at all there is a lateral hire, a return to women kind of a situation also, we try and do that as well, which means that we don't differentiate with our students either ways.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, this another question came from Jan Mohammed and it says, what is the best roadmap to get highest package?
So Jan will have to answer me what role he's looking at. I mean, is he what fraternity he's looking to work along with? But then mota, if I can say, so I did a small LinkedIn update today, where I said that I mean the sentiments are very positive right now. So the sentiments of hiring has been little testing, if I can use this word, have been a little cold since last two quarters. But this quarter going onward, I think we are looking at growth yet again. So mota IT enabled kind of roles, project management, product management kind of roles, finance and fintech kind of a role, strategy growth, digital, those kind of roles, consulting roles. So all these, and there is a new word which is popping in the corporate world, which is called as green jobs. So these kind of green jobs, so they are trying to elevate these kind of intervention. So मैंने आपको मोटा overview दिया, but then if Jan can help me know which fraternity he's from, I can then pinpoint and then say कि these are 5 things which he can do. But the first thing, obviously, is a great resume. So you should start working on your resume right from day 0, wherein you should start putting those companies, those roles where you feel that will make growth for you inside a white paper. That should be written in the center of the white paper. And on the periphery of the white paper, you should proofread that website. You should understand who are the people who are working there, what has been their story, how you can connect dots, how you can put some dots such that no, your story overlaps with their story of success. So basically, your resume is the first in the starting point.
Right, sir. Sir, there's an extension of Isha's question about the distance. So she says she is a student of MSc IT distance, and she wants to know, would she be getting placed in IT sector only or other sectors as well?
No, what we do very consciously is that this is a good question. So what we do is that we don't just bring the companies. So what we do is that we understand where our learners are. So depending upon then we cluster the learners. And once the cluster is there, let's say that you're talking MSc IT, so maybe a cyber can also be an option for you. So we'll try and ask you saying, hey, Isha, if you're doing this course, what are the 5 companies where you want to go? Or even downstairs, we will say that what are the 5 roles you're looking at, such that we make your resume look like that and then take your story to the hiring partners.
Right. Thank you, sir. So we have one question from Abhishek. I believe that you've already answered, but then this question came up and I think all the students can get benefit from it. So he has taken admission in LPU BTech CSC and he wants to know like how he can prepare for the internship and placement generally.
Don't worry. Take admission. We will tell you the entire thing. Don't worry.
Right. So this another question came from Harsha Vardhan. So it says he also is a MSc computer science student and he just wants to know, does he have to pay for the placement?
We don't charge for placements.
Right. And sir, here is this another question from the same Harsha. So it says, from when we can start the placement services? From day one, or particular timetable or commencement dates would be given to them?
I would love to do it from day one, but then you will have to prepare yourself for that. You have to be worthy for that role, no? Because I just said jobs, no brainer. Careers is where the trick lies. So we'll try and unlock careers for you. Don't worry.
And so there's one question. Okay, so same question from Harsha. Will MSc students also get internships?
Yeah, I said for most of our courses, we do this 1-year internship program.
And so this one question came from Soumya. Do companies at placement pick up ethical hackers also?
Yeah, they do. In fact, I was just doing one offering of about 12 lakh rupees from a startup in Bangalore. They were very aggressively asking for ethical coders from us.
Right. So I think so we're done with the questions here. And I would just want to ask anyone, if you have any other query, you can post in the chat box or Q&A box. So student wants to know what are the placements in MTech Biotech? Are there any placement in MTech Biotech as well?
Yeah, we do. We because biotech as an ecosystem will become stronger from here. So we do a lot of offerings from this vertical as well. If you want to know the exact names and companies and the roles, do pay a visit to our homepage. As I said, go to lpu.in, put biotechnology there, put a PG course there. You'll see all the things popping in front of you.
Right, sir. And I think so we're done with the questions. Thank you so much, sir, for resolving the queries. And now I would be taking your permission to show them a little about the site as well, like how they can actually go to the site.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
And to all the queries that we've had regarding how you can check the placement of certain course, for that I will be just giving you a brief of the site, as in how you can go to the site and how you can find placement of any particular program that you want to. So for that, this is a site that sir was also mentioning in the session, that is lpu.in. So once you click on the site, this will be the interface that will be coming in front of you. And these are all the placements. I mean, if you click on any of the, if I click on here, you'll be seeing all the placement and you can just find it out and explore it more. Right now, I would be just taking up some of the questions as to where you can find the placement of a particular course. So for that, you simply go to the admissions here. And once you go to the admissions, there are different courses, different programs that are enlisted here that are very beautifully segregated. You can see after 12th, after graduation, after post-graduation, etc., etc. So you can choose, I mean, I'm just taking an example. Let's say I'm choosing after 12th an undergraduate program, a regular program. So I click on regular program. So once I click on the regular program, there will be a whole lot of disciplines. You can see whole lot of disciplines I can see here. I click on biotechnology because there was this one question of biotechnology there. And once I click on biotechnology, I can see the program. And once I click on the program, I will be seeing all the options that is to be told in a particular course. I mean, that you would want to know about a particular course. So going towards placement directly, that would be visible in highlights. So once you click on the highlight option there, you can see the placement. You can see the highest package is there. What is the average package? What are the total recruiters and dream teams and dream offers, and what all researches, patents, and student achievement? These things are already mentioned in the site. So I hope that I've given you a view, a brief as to how you can check placement and where you can go and what you need to do in order to know what the placements are for any course, not for BTech, not for biotech, not for MSc, just for any course, any discipline that you want to. And I think we're done with the questions as well. We have to contact for placement help. So Isha, are you here only? Are you in the LPU? Please tell me. If you are, you can go to the 32nd block. There you will be finding all the queries. I mean, then you can find all the resolution of the queries regarding placement. Okay, I think there are no more questions. So with this, I would want to take your leave. And I at last want to thank Sir for joining in, for giving in all the details about the placement, and he actually has given, I mean, burst the myth of the placement that generally students have about a university, and he busted very beautifully of the LPU's placement topic, talking specifically. And with, okay, we have questions coming in. Yeah, Isha, if you are a student here, you can go to 32nd block for the placement, and you can also call to our counselors here. You can call on the counselor's number, and they will be guiding you with more specific things about the placement as well. So with this, I would want to thank everyone who have joined in here. All the questions that you've given in the Q&A box are really appreciated. So yeah, I mean, you can go, Isha, and you can just check whether you are eligible for that or not. Abhishek, what is the syllabus of BTech CSC? As in, sir, okay, Abhishek, I will be showing my screen again. How you can find the syllabus also. So basically, once you go to the admissions, right, you go to the regular programs, and once you go to the regular programs, there will be disciplines. And let's say I'm taking okay, commerce, sorry. Okay, so I am clicking on any, even you can take any of the program. I'm just giving you an example. So once I click on the program, right, I have clicked the program here, and I go to curriculum option. Curriculum, that's where I will be finding all the topics you're going to be learn in all 3-4 years of the program. So that's how you can actually find out. And how you can call and how you can contact us is simply schedule a call from here, WhatsApp us, or have a live video counseling session as well with our counselor. So you can do it, and or you can just pay a visit to our campus and get the resolutions of the queries that you have. So with this, thank you so much, Jan. And thank you so much to all the participants also for giving in your questions. And I mean, it was so great to interact with you. And with this, I take your leave. So meet you soon in the next webinar. And I would want to tell you that there are many webinars that are already enlisted on the site. Kindly just explore that and just register for them. Okay. Thank you so much for joining in.